Yeah, I think the socio-technical innovation systems approach can be useful to the MECS program for various reasons. I mean, if we start with the central idea is around modern energy cooking services, and cooking is a very complex social practice wherever we look in the world. It's bound up with ideas about ourselves. It expresses our culture. It's involved in rituals and so on. It's bound up in all sorts of aspects of our lives. So it's a very complex practice. So that already starts to speak to the kinds of issues that we've talked about, where socio-technical understandings try to understand that context deeply. You know, what are the social practices and cultural norms, etc. Not just what are the technologies and how do we promote markets to sell those technologies, but actually how does technology fit into people's lives. That's one value of the socio-technical innovation system approach, I would argue, is that we can understand much better how any new clean cooking technologies actually can fit in people's lives, but also how those technologies may give people opportunities to expand their practices into ways that are appealing to them, but also not just about the products and how to sell them, which is an important feature of promoting electric cooking. But if we think below the bottom of the pyramid again, we can potentially start to think about how do we get clean cooking practices into the lives of those who can't afford to participate in markets. Now that may be somewhere down the road, because there's a lot of work to do in terms of understanding how modern energy cooking devices can fit in people's lives in the first place. But it is a possibility that we can look beyond simply products such as electric pressure cookers and selling them to actually how do technologies integrate into people's lives, whether that's in the home or potentially, as in the kind of example of solar lighting in the Mali school, how do we get them into spaces where they become accessible to the widest possible group of people.